so fast when you kind of get into these conversations. What kind of lasting sort of tips or advice would you have to any of our people that are watching this or listening to this on a podcast? What kind of 3 tips or advice would you have based on the experiences that you've been through?
Okay. Well, there's something I meant to say earlier. I can't remember where we were in the conversation, but there was something flashing in my mind and I just couldn't get it out.
Then I took it out. I took it away from you. I took the opportunity away from you and moved you over. That's what I do on the disruptor. So I'm disrupting you now. Come on. What's your 3 tips?
So the first one was, it was when we were talking about desire and expectation. And I wanted to just say to anybody who just feels that they are trapped in their job and that they don't have any money and they just can't get out, ultimately you may reach a point where you've got to take the approach that life is an adventure. And you may have to make some scary decisions, some really scary, that seem very scary at the time. But life is an adventure and you do have to take risks. And sometimes you just got to embrace that. And that may mean quitting a job, may mean walking away from something when you don't have many resources, or it may mean walking away from a really high paying job, yes, which you feel traps you, but somehow your friends and your family are saying you're crazy. How can you walk away from this? You've got to do it if you know that the time is right, because ultimately life is an adventure. It's not meant to be lived in a cubicle, So that's one of the things. 2 other things. Okay, very quickly. I think you have to be. I think obsession in some ways is a necessity. If you want to be great, if you want to excel at something, it requires a bit of obsession. Now, the system will tell you obsession is unhealthy. Society will say, who are those weirdos, practicing endlessly doing that thing? Well, it's never going to lead to anything. Well, you've got to defy that conditioning, and you have to be obsessed sometimes to excel.
I think that's one of the best bits of advice that I've had on interviews for such a long time. The obsession thing, you're so right about that. So right about being obsessed about something. Even, it goes against the grain of what other people think, but that's the whole thing. You can't sit and just listen to what people's opinions are. At the end of the day, it's just an opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a truth. You've got to set that through the things that you do. So thank you for sharing that for sure.
That's
what about your third one?
Last one. Okay. It's more of a personal one, really, from my own experience. It should probably resonate with a lot of other people, though, and that is to trust yourself. I found that what's held me back is not taking risks. What's held me back is all the doubts I've had in my head. And all the times I've stalled myself and put things off because I thought it was too risky. That actually, ironically, has ended up holding me back. The times I've taken the risks is the times I've grown. So I would say, trust yourself and your own judgment.
Guys, that is absolute liquid